Hello everyone. How we doing tonight? It's gonna be a little different. I am on a different screen setup. It will just be for tonight though, but it might be a little weird for you guys. I do want to let you know in advance. It's gonna be a little bit more zoomed in. Let me actually see if yeah, I can just make it a tiny bit smaller so that it is perhaps easier to see. Um, Yeah, can you guys quickly confirm? Sorry, I'm getting used to this new setup too. If you guys can hear me all right, you guys can see my screen. Give me a quick confirmation in chat. Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, nothing really new this week compared to last week, right? We're still in the same range, right? From that big down movement we had. Whenever when in such a large range, I like to bring out quarters. And this is where I'll change the styling a little bit as well. Just bring in some full lines here. And I'm trading the range. Now, for some people, maybe you don't know what I mean by trading the range, so let me explain. I am expecting no expansions. I am expecting specifically to have retracements and reversions. What do I mean by that? Well, every time we expand, I expect us to retrace to the mean, right? Mean reversions. It's a very popular trading terminology. A lot of people actually simply trade mean reversions at all time, right? They wait for spikes, for expansions, and then once a key level is met, they trade the retracement off of that move. I feel that in ranging markets, it's a lot easier to trade the retracements rather than looking for the breakout, right? So whether we go for the highs, whether we go for the lows, of course, for myself, I am going to be prioritizing the same thing, right? Targeting not previous week's high anymore, right? Because we have a new week that just started, but this level right here, which we could refer to as all-time highs, I guess, would be best. But this is what I'm going to be targeting, so I'm expecting the invalidation of this fair value gap. What do I mean by this? I want to see a close above this. I want to see a close aggressively through previous week high, and only from that point will I now be able to trade this move higher, right? And let's just bring in some green so we can value it as an expansion, as a distribution, what we're looking for. If we don't get that close aggressively through this level and previous week's high, once again, I'm just going to be trading some retracements with possibilities of a full move lower, right? I'm not taking away that idea entirely. But since we are in ranging markets, I am going to be focusing specifically on trading the retracement. So even if this is a move, well, I might have a runner to go all the way down here, but the main move I'm going to be looking for is that move to the midpoint of the range. Now, of course, as I understand, any high probability long opportunities will be here and here, right? It will be below 0.5, below the midpoint. How do we do this again? I forgot. I know we can highlight now. I think it's Alt, right? Okay, no. I know TradingView brought in something where I can just highlight very quickly and then it will disappear. If you guys know what that keybind is, do let me know. But I forgot it myself. Overall, going to be focusing on those retracements as I explained. But another thing that's quite important to point out is how I will view this entire range. Because of course it is one big range, but I also split them into smaller ranges. So I understand that when we're in the top portion, I will be looking at the premium and discount as this. So since we opened right here, and if we do trade higher, I will be looking for long opportunities here. And once we cross that 0.5 threshold mark, I'm even going to scale down further and split those ranges. I'm fractalizing those ranges. It is nothing new. It's nothing special. Don't see this and be like, oh, this is some kind of secret concept that I can use and whatever. No, this is very specific in ranging markets. I am looking to split my ranges, my areas, so I can establish some points of interest for me to trade. It is that simple. You want to go even more in depth into this, you split this into quarters, which I don't think I have on this template. I do not, so let's do it. You do 0.33 and 0.66. And usually I like to keep 0.5 as well, just so I can have a reminder of this. So now you have it split into three thirds, right? Equal thirds right there. So with that, I have my areas to fractalize, right? I can look at these, I can look at these. This is mainly intraday whenever I'm looking for a point of interest, and I'm not going to be referring to the consolidation, right? Last few days has been consolidation, so I'm not going to be referring to those um, candles as possible points of interest unless, of course, it's liquidity, right? The extremities of the candle. But while we're trading within these levels, like for example, we see on Monday, we traded a little bit lower here, we're trading within this range. How do I find high probability points of interest to buy and sell? Well, by using these ranges, right? So I didn't want to say it. I'm an open book, you guys know. It is nothing different, nothing special. I like to tell you guys everything, well, every single, how can I say that? Well, every single concept I use, right? The way I trade, right? And sometimes when we are in ranging markets, I adjust that way of trading to fit with the current conditions. Now, of course, as I explained, I will be preferring a move to the upside, but whenever when consolidation, I prefer not to bring a bias because for me it's unclear, right? It's unclear where we're going. We went a lot higher and we went a lot lower. We're trading within this range. So let me trade the range. And if we do get a breakout, then I have a clear trend that I can go further and trade within. Otherwise, it's going to be intraday frameworks, right? Statistical range frameworks, retracements to opening prices, um, and focusing on time to find my high probability opportunities with these higher time frame points of interest to look for areas to buy and sell. This will basically give me my daily bias depending on where we are at the point of the open. Now for trading days, I did have something a little different. I posted the announcement just a second before we got in here, so you guys probably did not have time. But if we look at the news here, you know what? I'll bring them on our chart very quickly. Why not? If we look at our news here, we'll notice that we don't have news early on in the week. And whenever this sort of framework happens, I usually don't trade early on in the week. But right now, we are seeing a lot of volatility in the markets, some large range days, and I don't want to miss out on this volatility because volatility for us as traders means opportunity, right? At least as how I trade specifically, volatility equals opportunity and usually leads to just cleaner trades because they don't have 20 different areas to go, right? It has a target and it reaches for that objective. So of course I'm going to be prioritizing the end of the week for high probability opportunities, but since the last few weeks I'm also going to be trading the no news days. I'm simply going to be half risk. So it's very simple. I'll tell you guys from the framework of my personal account. I'm going to be risking between 500 and 1250 net per day, but per trade on the no news days. And on days with news, I'm going to be looking to trade between $1,500 and $3,000 risk per trade. And yes, those do seem like big numbers, but I've been trading my personal account now for quite some time. And I mean, it's grown considerably. Maybe that's something I could share. I was actually thinking of starting a new personal account and showing you guys how I grow an account from, let's say, $10,000 all the way up to 100 to 100 grand. Is there actually going to be news this week? We don't know. It's the same thing, right? Well, we know some news are confirmed and some news will stay like this. Like, for example, you can see here new home sales is tentative. What does that mean? We don't know. That's the truth. So I still put a warning in the announcement, right? Because it's important to note. But we have some news. If you guys can see the time on Forex Factory, I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting tired of Forex Factory. It's ugly. I don't like it. So I'm working on something on that end. But we can still see we have some news with some set times, which means that we'll have those news, right? Would love to see this concept of you growing a new live account. I think it could be good. It's also good for you guys to see proof once in a while, you know? I mean, you guys are listening to my outlooks. You guys are watching my PA reviews. So you guys see the model. You see its performance. But what about me, right? As a trader. So thinking of going a lot more public. And I think that would be a great way to start that without actually putting me out there too much. because I still want to keep my anonymity as much as I can. I will consider it for sure. I was thinking of doing it for algorithmic trading as well. Definitely a lot of projects in the pipelines, but don't expect much before the next year, guys. A sim account or a live account, right? If I'm going to be doing that, I'm not going to be doing a sim account. I'm going to be doing live markets, live executions, real money. I think that's just best in that sense. And anyways, I don't want to be wasting my time on a sim account, right? What happened to the face cam? Truth, it was pissing me off to have like double sound and all of that, because the OBS virtual camera was giving me a headache. And so since it was so rough, I just decided not to do that anymore. But Facecam might actually be coming back. Well, you guys might notice actually just from the quality of my mic, I am investing in a higher quality setup. I'm going to be doing some public appearances and some live streams and live trading. So a lot of cool stuff coming. So it might actually be making a new appearance. Live would be nice because fills will be different, yes, especially with market orders and such. I feel like it's important. But anyways, I'm gonna be honest with you, SJ. Fills don't really change if you're trading, I mean, anything under even 10 contracts, right? I never had any slippage really until I hit the like 15, 20 contract mark. And I'm talking micros right now, right? So not necessarily a lot of money, right? 15, 20 contracts, maybe I'm risking $1,000 on that trade or even $500 with a tight stop, right? But they vary a little bit. Overall, we won't see many differences unless it's very high volatility times, which to be honest, I just simply don't trade. I'm not trading during the news and I'm not trading at 9:30, right? Which are my main volatility times. But yeah, definitely something coming. But as I said, I am planning everything so that I can get into 2026 with a bunch of new projects. But for the next, well, basically 2 months, right? Um, for the next 2 months, we won't really see any changes too much. I'll be cooking up more in the background, preparing for 2026 to be an eventful year. Do we have any questions about the outlook? I understand it's not where usually what I usually share with you guys, right? Because last few weeks it's been more so of, hey, I don't really know where it's going. So here's how I'm trading. I think it's valuable for you guys to see as well how I interact with times where I just don't have a clear grasp on the market. But overall, I mean, you guys might have a different bias, but I think it might be nice to have different opinions. Excited to see what's coming. I love to hear that, Nico. Thank you. I'm not seeing any additional questions, so we're going to call it a night. We're going to have peer reviews on Thursday and Friday. And if we see something interesting during the week and I got some free time, I might do a last minute one. Definitely not tomorrow, but perhaps Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll have to see on that end. But hopefully, I will be seeing you guys in numbers this upcoming week. You guys have a great night. Good luck trading, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.